YouTube. Welcome back to Spring Triangle's Brap, a channel dedicated to car enthusiasts, where we drive this rotary car here, 93 FD. I am the owner, and I've been the owner since '98. For those who've been following me, for those who've been following the channel, welcome back to the channel. For those watching this for the first time, welcome to your channel. Like I said, I'm just a car enthusiast that loves rotary cars. I love all cars, actually, performance cars. I love all performance cars, domestic, Japanese, European. If they're performance cars, hey, they're good with me. So today we're just going back here into an old back road back here in Florida that I enjoy driving every once in a while. It's a nice little twisty road. Not many twisty roads in Florida, but this one is twisty. So since it's twisty, it's a little bit of fun in this car. We're not going at great speeds, or we're not racing this car. We're just going through a nice little spirited run in a back road that doesn't have a lot of traffic. There's a little bit of cars here in this area, but once we get a little further out, you're not gonna see many cars. You may see some orange groves. Not much going on over there. It's just a nice rural area in Florida that I enjoy. It's been about 2 weeks since the hurricane. Back here doesn't seem to be any damage as far as flooding, although there was plenty of flooding in our area. But here it's high and dry, so should be pretty good. We're hoping not to run into much traffic, if any at all. And I say that and we get a car pull up in front of us. That's okay. The last video was a review on the cap back exhaust, which is made by Rx7. But one thing I failed to do in the other video after I reviewed it and watched it, I watched my own videos. I watched a lot of the rotary video car enthusiast videos. Like I said, I like them, so I follow Rob, Dom, and Tushi, and Cletus. I'm just that type of guy, and I'm doing this for fun, just to bring some content to other car enthusiasts, to document this car for myself, to look back and enjoy it, and just for fun. It's fun for me. But I noticed going back to the other video, got sidetracked. I normally see that. I normally do that at times. The exhaust was not heard a lot on the last video. I reviewed it, but I got into the quality thing and how good it was, how good it is, and how long it's been in the car. But I didn't review some of the sounds that it makes. So today we're gonna go and let you hear a little bit. I'll blip it down to third. Actually, I'll blip it down to second so you can hear it. I'll wait a little bit. It gets kind of rambunctious around the corner, so. Yeah, the problem is I gotta try to keep it below the speed limit back here, and this car's got a lot of power, and the gears are long, so it kind of makes it difficult. So I try to stay in some of the lower gears. I'm not back here to race this car. This is not a racetrack. It's a public road, and I respect the safety of other people, and I respect the law, and I respect law enforcement. So you're not gonna see me going through here like it's my own personal racetrack. This car will be at a racetrack. I plan on doing some track days with it. And with that said, there's some more upgrades coming. This car has a lot of upgrades. They're for streetability and for track purpose. The car was built to be a streetable, reliable car, but also one that will perform on a track day where I could do 20 laps and not overheat the car. And there's a lot of parts that have been put in this car so that it can accomplish that goal. And I hope to share some of those things with you. But for every 50, for every 50 subscribers that I get for the channel, I will review a modified part for this car. And man, there are many good quality aftermarket parts in this car. Anytime anything broke, I replace it with something better, something that will perform better. So with that model in hand, the car is more reliable, and that is my goal, to make it reliable and for me to be able to take it anywhere. Let it be comfortable to drive on the street, or let it be a track weapon. And here's one of those little corners back here. We're starting to get into a little bit of twisty stuff. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Of course, me, I like to accelerate out of them a little bit. And I'm sure we're gonna catch these cars up a little bit now. See how we get around them. Like I said, they'll slow down in the corners, I'm sure. Which they are. I should be able to get around here once it's legal to do so. If it gets legal to do that. Alright, so we're around. Just gonna go through some twisty stuff here. Hey, these corners are a lot of fun back here. You know, within reason, like I said, it's not a racetrack. So I'm not gonna be back here doing triple digits and putting everybody's life at risk. That's not what this channel's about. Florida day. Typical Florida day. Orange groves. You can smell the citrus. Man, that citrus smells so good. And this car is so comfortable to cruise around with it. I can literally go from here to North Carolina with ease in this car. And most people say, what, are you crazy in an Rx7? But the suspension, although it's an aggressive suspension, I won't get into it. It's very well dampered. The suspension that I bought is one that is designed for that in mind. It's dampered well, but it still doesn't create a lot of lean in the turns. It lets the car turn nice and flat. And like I said, as we get into it and get some more subscribers, I'll go into some of the stuff that the car has and maybe help a few people. You know, the goal is to help people out. That way you don't make the same mistakes I've made in the past. I've gone through a lot of R&D in this car, and for those who don't know what R&D is, it's just like a race development, you know, and I've tried a lot of parts. Some parts have worked and I stayed with them, and some parts have not worked, and instead I've changed them out. So I don't want you to spend money or waste time with a lot of the same problems I had buying parts and spending money on parts that just did not work. That's the word I'm going to use. Level of performance. They didn't meet the level of performance that I wanted, in that balance. You know, there's a balance. This is not a race car. So I could have changed a lot of stuff and made our race car out, and it'd be amazing in a lot of parts, but then on the streetability, it'd be garbage. And I wouldn't want to drive the car on the street, and then the car would become a track car, and that's not what I wanted. I didn't want a track car. I wanted a street car, but I wanted a street car to perform. So I didn't only buy OEM parts either, because they're mostly just for street cars. So I looked for a good balance of everything. That way it would work. Coming back up on the twisty stuff here again. So we'll just roll around here, cruising along. We're at cruising speeds, you know, just driving a nice little drive back here. Let's listen to some of that exhaust. We'll go down a few gears. Let's hear that exhaust. Here, just nice. And on boost, it's sweet on boost. As I just kind of get a little bit of gas and get off it, you know. Yeah, love that exhaust sound. Love it. Racing Beat, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man. Amazing, that Racing Beat stuff. There's a lot of other exhausts, but for me, this was my pick. They've done a lot of R&D. There are a lot of other companies that have done R&D also, and I'm sure there's some other good ones out there, but for me, this is what I bought way back in 1999. I bought this catback exhaust, and hell, I haven't had to replace it. And to be very straightforward, I don't feel a need to replace it. It's just great. In fifth gear, she's pretty quiet. I'll drop down to fourth, make a little more noise, drop down to third. You can probably hear it now. Roll up the window, see what it sounds like. That's the that little beep that you're hearing is my turbo. That little beep that you're hearing is the turbo controller. Yeah, it's kind of warning me that, you know, I'm over the 13 pounds that I have set for the buzzer to go off. But as you see, the car runs nice and cool. See the gauges, see where I'm at. I'll later once again go into what my setup is. My setup is as far as intercooler and radiator and how it's mounted, if it's stock mount intercooler, if it's front mount intercooler, or if it's V-mount intercooler. I'll go into that a little also. And what kind of intercooler and what kind of radiator I use. All I can tell you is, hell, it works. And it works well. Very well. Very well indeed. Man, such a beautiful drive back here. There's quite a few more cars than I expected. It's usually not that busy. Yeah, I'd really like everybody to comment on the bottom things that you'd like to see, things that I can do to improve the channel. I'm new to making YouTube videos, so I want to make good content, and I want to make it where people want to watch it and enjoy it. So comments are, and criticism is well taken. Please don't burn me too bad. I am new at this, but yeah, leave some comments. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you like to see. Tell me what you like to hear. Tell me what you want to know about the car. Subscribe. That way I can get into the car a little more. Get some better cameras. The goal is to keep growing the channel. Cut into this little neighborhood right here. Woo! Those brakes. She still brakes good. know, the Rx7 is a light car, so it doesn't need the biggest brakes in the world. It does help to have a bit bigger brakes, but even from the factory, this car had a short stopping distance. Through a little corners here, little residential area, so we're not gonna flick through it too fast. You know, it is a residential area. Everybody out here has, you know, 1, 2 to 5 acres around here. It's a rural area. Don't want to disturb the peace too much. But even at cruising speed, 30 miles per hour, look at our temps. I don't know if you can see that, but the temps right now are at about 160. It's pretty good. Drop down a second. Listen to that Rx7 noise. Ooh. You know, I just don't get tired of the noise. And on boost, it's an amazing noise. Here we go, just a little bit. Woo! Doesn't get old. Never gets old.